Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For the deep thinkers out there, did you know that over 70% of people online admit to lying about their relationship status? That's insane, right? It's scary how easy it is to put on a fake persona online. We've all seen the MTV show Catfish, but what are the signs you need to look out for? Today we're diving deep into the dark side of the internet to uncover 5 major red flags that you might be talking to a catfish. Get ready, it's about to get creepy. Okay, so you're talking to someone new, maybe it's on a dating app, maybe you met on Twitter, whatever, you feel this instant connection, right? Like you've known them forever. But then, the stories start. And these aren't your usual, I tripped over my cat kind of stories. I'm talking elaborate tales, the kind that would make even Shakespeare raise an eyebrow. One minute they're telling you about their incredible trip to Bali where they swam with manta rays. The next, they're saying they've never left the country. It's like they forget what they've told you. And you know what? This actually happened to my friend. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was dating this guy, seemed perfect on paper. He told her this whole elaborate story about how he was a professional race car driver. Sarah even found articles online about him. But then, one day, she casually mentioned something about his racing team, and he totally froze. Turns out, he'd Googled race car driver names and just borrowed an identity. He'd even photoshopped himself into pictures. It was insane, and honestly, super creepy. But it just goes to show you, these catfish, they're out there, and they're good. This one, guys, this one's huge! Like flashing neon sign huge. If you're talking to someone online, especially if you're thinking about dating, and they consistently avoid video calls, that's a major red flag. I mean, think about it. We live in a world where we can video chat with someone across the globe in an instant. My grandma literally FaceTimes me every Sunday to show me her cats. So if someone's telling you they can't even do a quick video call to say hi, what are they hiding? I remember this one time I was working on a project with this girl online. We'd been emailing back and forth for weeks, but every time I suggested a video call to discuss the project, she'd have some excuse. Her internet was down, her camera was broken, she had a cold and didn't want to be on camera. It was always something. And you know what? Turns out she'd been using someone else's photos and was actually catfishing me for reasons I still don't fully understand. But it was weird, and it made me realize just how easy it is for people to hide behind screens. Okay guys, listen up because this one is important. We all love a fairy tale, right? The knight in shining armor, the damsel in distress. It's romantic. But in the real world, nobody is perfect. We all have flaws, we all have baggage. It's what makes us human. So when someone seems too perfect, too charming, too good to be true, they probably are. It's like they've created this idealized version of themselves designed to reel you in. They'll shower you with compliments, they'll agree with everything you say, they'll basically become your dream person. And it's intoxicating to feel seen and understood like that. But it's not real. I remember when my cousin, we'll call him Mark, met this girl online. She was stunning, like model gorgeous, and she seemed totally smitten with him. She told him he was the funniest guy she'd ever met, that he was incredibly talented. Mark's a graphic designer, by the way, and that she couldn't wait to meet him in person. But there was always some reason why they couldn't meet. She lived in a different state, she was busy with work, she was a vague entrepreneur, her grandmother was sick. It was always something. And then, Mark found her pictures on an influencer's Instagram. Turns out, she'd stolen her entire identity. It was heartbreaking for Mark, but it taught him a valuable lesson. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Alright guys, this one should be a no-brainer, but unfortunately people fall for it every single day. If someone you've never met in person starts asking you for money, especially early on in the relationship, run. Don't walk, run. This is a classic tactic used by catfish and scammers alike. They'll prey on your emotions, spinning a sob story designed to tug at your heartstrings. Maybe they need money for a plane ticket to come see you. Maybe they're facing eviction. Maybe they have a sick family member who needs expensive medical treatment. Whatever the story, the end goal is always the same. Your money. I remember this one time there was this huge music festival happening in town, and I'd bought tickets months in advance. I was so excited to go. But then, literally the week before the festival, I got a message on social media from this guy I'd been chatting to online. He told me he was a huge fan of the band headlining the festival and that he'd been saving up to buy a ticket, but his car had broken down and he needed money for repairs. He poured his heart out, even sent me pictures of his broken down car. I felt bad for him. But then, I remembered something my dad always told me. Never give money to someone you haven't met in person, especially online. I decided to do a little digging, and guess what? His car trouble photos were all over the internet, linked to various scams. I was so close to falling for it. It's crazy how manipulative these catfish can be, so always trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Okay, so we live in the age of social media, right? I mean, even my grandma has a Facebook account, and she's surprisingly good at using emojis. So it's definitely a little strange when someone, especially someone younger, has little to no social media presence. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to be an influencer with thousands of followers, but if someone is completely invisible online, it raises a red flag. Think about it. Most of us leave a digital footprint these days. We share photos, we like posts, we interact with friends and family. It's part of how we connect with the world. So when someone is completely absent from that, it's like they don't exist. And chances are they don't. At least not in the way they're presenting themselves online. I remember back in college there was this guy in my philosophy class who was super into me. He seemed nice enough, but there was just something off about him. He never mentioned having any social media, and whenever I brought it up, he'd just kind of shrug it off. One day I was curious, so I decided to do a quick search for him online. And guess what? Absolutely nothing. No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, not even a LinkedIn profile. It was like he'd fallen off the face of the earth. I never saw him again after that semester, but it made me realize that sometimes the absence of a presence speaks volumes. It's like they're hiding in plain sight, a ghost in the machine. So guys, that's it. Those are just a few of the signs to watch out for. The internet can be an amazing place to connect with people, but it's also important to be cautious. Always trust your gut, and if something feels off, it probably is. What do you guys think? Have you ever encountered a catfish? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark side of the internet. Stay safe out there, deep thinkers. Thanks for watching.